This thing's awesome. I'm super excited to talk about the YC Onion chocolate mini slider today. It's a manual slider. I've just got it mounted on my tripod right now, but this thing packs quite a punch for the size. And while it's kind of at its neutral setting, it's only about 9 inches wide, but it gives you over 11 inches of play. So you get to actually like go this way, almost its full width, and then go this way, almost its full width also. And taking it from a 9-inch slider to giving you more than its actual width of slide. And it's able to do that because it's got a top mechanism and a bottom mechanism. And when you mount on the bottom mechanism, the base rails of the slider move on their own and give you all of this. So let's see some examples of how you can use this slider. So you can give some reveal shots, and you can reveal from behind something. You can utilize it to show some products. Also, if you have a swivel head, you can come around from the side to the front of an object by just rotating your camera while you use the slider, and you can get the most movement while it's on a tripod. Now, if you're not on a tripod, you can still operate the slider by a desktop, but you're only gonna get about 5-6 inches of play from it if you're using it on a desktop, because the bottom mechanism, I say desktop, but it could be any kind of a surface. You're actually running off of where it sits, and the bottom mechanism is going to move, but you're only getting the play from the end of the rail to the end of the rail, and it's actually not all the way to the end of the rail, otherwise it would fall off. So you've got to subtract the width of your center mechanism and then where it stops, which is about a 1/2 inch in from the end of the rail on each side. So you're getting about 5 inches of play. You can still have plenty of fun with it that way, but I think the best use of this is just having it mounted on a tripod, and it's so small that on my travels, I'm going to keep it mounted on my tripod. In the next couple months, my family and I are taking over a month-long trip in an RV, and we are recording all of it. So follow along if you want to see some of that awesomeness. I'm excited for it. Route 66 and all that, but we needed a travel slider. Well, I needed a travel slider. The rest of my family could care less. I kept coming across it in my Amazon feed, and I'm like, I need a small slider, and this seemed to be the smallest one that gave me the most for a good price. So under $100, I was able to pick this guy up. It has a locking mechanism wheel on this side, and then a dampering wheel on this side. Dampening wheel allows you to kind of like tighten it up so that you have more resistance, making it so you slide slower and more controlled, and then you can loosen it up and be real willy-nilly with it. But like so, if I tighten down the dampening, it gives me a little bit of pushback, and sometimes that pushback's better for the smooth movement. I'm gonna remove my camera from the tripod for a minute so I can show you the top down and kind of what the uses of the different functionality is on it, and show you the kind of mechanism that operates it. So locking it right into place here, I would tighten that down, and I would tighten this to the locked, and I have it the opposite. And I would tighten this to the locked, and that allows it so that my camera can be mounted up here and it's not gonna go anywhere. And the reason I would tighten both down, so I would tighten this up and tighten this up, because it's a gear-driven belt, and if you tighten both down, you're securing on both sides versus having like just this locked and then this loose, and then all your tension's over here. So my recommendation would just to like eliminate tension being on one side or the other, and just tension them both down so that you're good and secure and you're not putting any added force on one side or the other. It works if you just do the lock side, but why not take the extra precaution and just make sure that this gets as long of longevity as it can. So that's how I'm locking mine down. And like I said, I've only had it for 2 weeks now, and I've been playing with it a little bit, but I just wanted to show you guys this before I take off on my trip, because it's gonna get a lot of use. And I'll probably touch base on it again if you guys like to see it after we're done, and like just kind of give you a rundown of like how it worked out and if it's still holding up. If you think you can get some use out of this tripod and I explained it in an okay manner, it wouldn't hurt to hit the like button, because likes are free, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff like this. I've got the new tripod that this is mounted on right now, which is the PhotoPro X Aircross 2. It's a carbon fiber tripod that folds up crazy small. For its price, it's probably one of the best tripods out there. and we can get into that in the video about it. My other review is on this SmallRig screen hood for the FX30, because if you know anything about the FX lineup of cameras, they do not have any form of a viewfinder. I had a lot of trouble in the video up here trying to get exposure marked in right. Luckily the camera saved me with its large dynamic range, but this fun screen is going to save my butt on those situations. Until next week, guys, check out full playlist on the FX30 to prepare you for my videos coming up using this camera. And if you like other gear stuff, subscribe, follow, go post something awesome, guys. I'll see you next week with another one. Peace out. Later.